Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Is anybody there? Can you see me in there? Hi. Hello everybody on Wayne the Unknown's channel. My name is Wade. We're here at Meadowlark Comic Con 2024 having a crap ton of fun. One more time, go and see my movie. It's out right now. Fun times. You won't see my ass, I promise. So I'm here with Dave Hayworth at Meadowlark Comic Con, much bigger location, newer place, just all around great vibes. How are we doing, Dave?
Excellent. Biggest event in history for Meadowlark Comic Con. It's been fantastic. Saturday was record breaking and Sunday is just as huge. It's great.
How many people did we get yesterday?
We won't know total numbers until we get back to the office and calculate, but it's the biggest yet.
I cannot wait for the next con at Medford. So how does it feel to be at the Rogue X Community Center, the biggest place you guys have had since you started this back in 2018?
Right, it's great because this is the biggest facility in Southern Oregon, and it was an honor to be their first event like this. So, you know, it's a very special historical moment for us and for Rogue X, and we look for many more years to come here at Rogue X.
And then you got Anna Medford coming in September. How do you feel about having Anna Medford being here?
Well, Anna Medford has always been bigger than Meadowlark, believe it or not. And, you know, it's great to have Rogue X is the official home for Anna Medford and for Meadowlark Comic Con.
So, real quick, where can people find you guys on social media if they want to stay up to date with the next cons or your sister cons from in California and the main one in Idaho?
You know, always support your local con. So, you know, like Meadowlark Comic Con or Anna Medford, you know, on Facebook or Instagram, and always follow us there, or the websites. You know, we have a lot of great things on the website, a lot of photos from past conventions and things that sometimes people will enjoy and sometimes people won't realize they're actually on the website, and there are photos up there. So every event is history making, and this is just a huge one this year for sure.
You got some great guests from Luke Temple to Dave Fenoy to the voice of Brack and the artists from The Simpsons to Futurama and everything. Like some really stacked panel of guests as well.
Right, and you know what? I was just thinking about it today. I think we're going to up the game on those guests next year. I think Medford's just about there to, you know, get even better and better.
It's just that Sean Astin at your home that gym stay earlier this year, which was like the most coolest thing ever to see.
Yeah, and you know, we want to reach that point here and bring only the best. You know what I mean? And be a real Comic-Con for people who deserve it, and the people in Medford deserve it.
I highly agree. Well, Dave, I think that should do it.
Awesome.
Enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Then you did I teach you? What did I teach you singing? What did I teach you singing?
So, Kai, I see you're cosplaying as Alistair this time for Meadowlark. I know you did it last time at Rogue, and I see you made some improvements as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that this is intact this time.
Yeah, it hot glue does not do the job apparently.
What did you use this time for the cane?
This is made from a broom. This is 3D printed, and I just use super glue.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what made you want to cosplay as everyone's favorite radio demon?
Honestly, his design is just really pretty. His design is just really pretty, and I was like, damn, that would look really cool to make.
How do the contacts feel?
Really comfortable, actually.
They're actually nice.
Mm-hmm. They're really comfortable. They're a little blurry, but contacts do that. So.
And what was it? I know I asked this last time.
You're good.
When I did an interview. How was the makeup process? How long did it take to get all the right tone? Because Alistair's makeup's not always easy.
It took probably total 20 minutes, maybe. I've been doing lots of videos with my friend recently, so I'm getting a lot quicker at it. But I do the white base, I do some red eyeshadow, blend it out, some black lipstick.
And you made the cosplay yourself too?
Yep, it's all hand sewn.
Hand sewn? That's impressive. I take it you're entering the cosplay contest?
I did it the last contest, but the last con, but
nice.
So not this time. But
and what about the wig and the horns and everything? How long did that take, and what materials did you use?
So the wig is made out of faux fur. It's my first wig. I styled it with like a spray adhesive super glue, and it's formed with wire and foam. So
aside from being in the cosplay, how else are you enjoying the con, and how much are you liking the new location?
I love this new area. It's nice and spacious. It's indoors, not raining. Cooler. And I love seeing everybody else's cosplays and all of their awesome art. I've already bought some art.
Now, are you going to be cosplaying on day 2?
Same thing, baby.
Nice. Well, I hope you're enjoying the con. And also, if you want to show the audience real quick the up-close shot of this and your cane.
I don't know how close I need to be.
I don't know. Nice. Well, Kai, I hope you enjoy the con. And also, I got to say, I do like your friends, Rosie. If you want to show off Rosie.
This is my mother.
So, I got to ask also real quick. Do you make the Rosie cosplays? Well,
she does.
How long did it take to do Rosie?
A lot quicker. I'd say probably less than a week. But.
And I take it Mom's to join the con too?
I'm loving it. It's a blast.
I hope you're staying cool, because I know that's like, I know you guys are like wearing a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Thank goodness it's indoors.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope you are both enjoying the con. Can't wait to see you guys on day 2.
Thank you.
Can you go get Kai? So I'm here with Maid Rose and Butler
Orion. Hello.
Of the, what's it called?
Cherry Bomb Maid Cafe and Matcha Sakura Butler Boutique.
Ooh. So what made you want to have a maid cafe and a butler boutique?
Okay, so I've been visiting maid cafes for a really long time. I've always loved them. Orion hasn't been to a maid cafe yet.
This is my first convention, actually.
Oh, nice. How are you liking it so far?
It's been really fun. I've had a lot of fun. It's been great.
But because of the experiences I've had in visiting different maid cafes, Maid Cafe Mikusu, Starshine, Dreamland, I just decided that it could be a lot of fun to start my own. It's like a little passion project. Yeah.
And plus, you're local too, here in Southern Oregon.
Yeah, and Southern Oregon doesn't. We have some other maid cafes come down here sometimes, but we don't really have one that's set here. So it's really awesome to have one here. Yeah.
So, Butler Ryan, is it?
Orion.
Orion. How did you become part of this fantastic group?
Well, I was actually friends with Maid Rosé before all of this, and then she was talking a lot about it, and I thought that sounds so fun, and I decided to join. It's kind of a simple story, really.
So, how many members total do you guys have so far?
Right now we have 9 members total.
That's quite a bit too.
We're all located in different places, so not the whole group has to go to every event. It's whoever is in that location, like our maids in Washington will do our Washington events. Our maids here will do our Oregon events. So it's not too much traveling, and we're still even trying to branch out more.
I mean, branching out is not always a bad thing. Speaking of, where can people find you guys if like someone's interested and want to be part of the Butler Boutique or the Maid Cafe?
So when we open on our social media, we're working on making a website, but we don't have one quite yet. Our Instagram is Cherry Bomb Maid Cafe, and our Butler Boutique is Matcha Sakura
I
Butler
think it's
Boutique.
at Matcha Butler Boutique.
Matcha Butler Boutique.
Be sure to follow that one as well.
And our Butler applications are actually open right now, and our Maid Cafe applications are going to be opening in the fall.
Perfect timing, especially for Halloween and everything.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And let's see, one more thing. What's it just been like doing this?
Do you want to give your experience? It's your first time.
Well, so far, this is my second day at Meadowlark Comic Con, and yesterday so far was amazing. It was like, I got here pretty early, but so it was about like 9 hours of like so much fun. It was a little bit rough at the start because I didn't know what I was doing, but once I got the hang of things, I got pretty good at, I'd like to say, that I got pretty good at interacting with guests and, oh gosh, the fan, and just like having fun. And talking to people, introducing them to what a maid cafe is, and just like having fun with guests.
I mean, if passion for Black Butler can do it,
That's for sure.
any butler can do it.
That's for sure.
I think. Oh yeah. What time is you guys' show for today? For those who may not, yeah.
So we're open doing cafe stuff all day. We have dance performance times probably around, we're going to have one at 1, we're going to have one maybe after the cosplay contest.
Like yesterday?
Yeah.
I'll definitely be stopping by to capture footage of that because I wasn't able to yesterday.
Yeah. We have some too if you'd like me to send it to you.
Oh, if you do, yeah, then I'll be sure to credit you guys and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't need reservations for today.
Yeah.
And
This
then-
one's just walking.
And I already asked where people can find you. I hope Butler. Sorry,
It's all right.
I'm still waking up.
It's all right.
It's
It's all right.
Butler Orion
It's nice to
and
meet
Maid
you.
Rosé. I hope you both enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you so
Can
much,
we
you as
teach you
well.
something that's from Maid Cafes?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay.
Still got the.
Yeah.
So it looks like Maid Cafe is going to be showing you guys a little something.
Participate.
Oh, participate? Okay.
Super simple.
All right.
All of our guests.
All right.
Are we in frame? Are we good?
Can you take a look so we see where you need us? From the camera, if you can take a look at the camera, see where you're needed.
We are an interactive cafe, so we try to get our guests to do stuff.
Right in front of the table. Awesome. Perfect.
Okay, I'll just put this where people can probably hear the footage. Well, it's okay. I think actually, yeah, that should still be good.
Alright, so we're gonna make a hand, part with our hands, and we're gonna go muy cute. Alright, ready? Muy cute. Yay!
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, how are we enjoying Meadowlark Comic Con?
I am enjoying it a ton. I'm having a great time. I haven't been to a Comic Con since I was like 9 years old, so I'm having an amazing time. Yeah, it's awesome so far.
So, for those who are not familiar, who are you cosplaying today and from what social media?
I am cosplaying Loop from the Adventure Zone. I am really into Dungeons and Dragons, and this is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Oh, I think I've heard of that now. Okay.
I know, it's
When
awesome.
you said D&D, like, okay, I've heard of it now.
Yes, yeah, I love it. It's a great show.
So what? Oh, it is. Is it a show too?
It's just the podcast and the graphic novel, but I love listening to it. It's amazing. So
what made you want to cosplay as Luke?
Well, Loop is a trans woman in the media, and I'm a trans person who really enjoys seeing really good representation. I also just think she's super cool and punk, so I'm a big fan. Yeah, that's basically why.
So, what was like the process that went into the cosplay?
Totally. So I am a big fan of closet cosplaying and cosplaying on a budget.
Nice.
I think it's amazing. I do not want to spend very much money on a cosplay, but I will say that I really like supporting like my local artisan markets and thrift stores. So a lot of this stuff, very cheap. A lot of this stuff was from like friends that I borrowed it from. This umbrella was like $4. Like, it's amazing. Amazing stuff you can do on a budget.
So, how long did it take to do the makeup process?
Oh, makeup process on a good day, probably like an hour. On a day where I'm taking a long time, probably 2.
It looks really well done.
Thank you so much.
So, since you're a fan of the book, where can people find the podcast and everything for Adventure Zone?
Oh my gosh, I would love to tell you. First of all, hello, hi.
It's okay. No, you didn't.
But if you'd like to find the podcast, it's anywhere you get your podcast usually, so you can find it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Those are the main 3 I tend to listen to it through, so yeah. There's also a website, theadventurezone.com, I believe, could be wrong, where you can go find that too.
Well, I think that you do. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con. Hopefully you stay
Thank
cool
you
with
so
the heat.
much. I will try.
So, real quick, how do you pronounce your...
So I am hibiscus henna and I use Yagua.
Nice. How are you enjoying the con so far?
It's amazing.
And
I love it.
Nice. And I see you're cosplaying as Shadowheart from Larian Studios. Probably, I think, their best game, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes, 100%.
So what was the process that went into... what made you want to cosplay as Shadowheart?
I've been told multiple times that I look like
I
Shadowheart.
mean, you do. I see it.
So I went about and found all my pieces, put them together. I didn't want to sew this year, so I bought most of them, but I love it. And
Nice. You also got the...
Yes, I actually did the scar.
Nice. So what was like the hardest part about this cosplay?
The hair.
That,
I handmade the hair.
Oh, you did the hair yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and is that your actual hair?
Nope, that is not my actual hair. I handmade this extension.
You handmade that? How long did that take?
I had a group over. I have an advocacy group that I join, and I had them over, and I did it for about 3 hours while we chatted. So
Nice.
yeah, it was lovely.
So, real quick, want to talk about your booth and what you do?
Yes, I do Yagua henna tattoos. They come from South America, so it's very similar to the traditional henna that's from India, but instead it's made from a fruit. It's been used for over 2,000 years, and instead of being a brown, it's a navy blue, so it looks more like a traditional tattoo. Mine's faded, so it's a little bit hard to see, but they are amazing. I have a bunch of beautiful designs. I took a lot of time for Comic-Con this year. I handmade and hand drew all of these, and it took me forever.
Nice. And I know your partner is doing his thing over here.
Yes!
Too. He's not here at the moment.
He's new to this, and I wanted him to come in and get a taste. He
His
makes
little-
stickers
They're like
and
dice goblins?
props. Yes, they are. They're dice goblins. He has one that has a flamethrower.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I know.
that...
It's so cute.
And he designed these himself?
Yes, he learned all of this like literally within 2 weeks because he said he wanted to join me, and I said, okay, you're gonna join me.
I mean, and he also has his
They're so cool, the blasters. I
blaster
love them.
props.
He's not here right now, but it'll definitely be showing his cosplay off here.
Please, it's so cool.
So is this your guys' first time doing a con here?
It's mine. It's my first con in general. The ones that I used to go to in Hawaii, which is where I brought the Yagua back from, were very small. And so this is super exciting for me.
Well, I mean, it seems like you both are enjoying the con. I think you guys are going to be here tomorrow as well.
Yes.
Do you plan on doing the same cosplay tomorrow or a different cosplay?
I think I'm going to do the same one. I don't know about that one, though. He's running around somewhere. Colin, he's lovely.
Now, do you plan on, I'm sure you've seen the images online where she has her white hair.
Yes, I think I want to do that for the anime con because I really want to do this again. I am in the process of making her armor.
She's got some really intricate
It's
armor, too.
hard.
And then do you plan on having her spear as well?
Possibly. That one I'm still trying to brain through how I'm going to go about that because I'm like, I don't want it to be too heavy, but I also hate foam.
I think foam would be the best.
Yes.
EVA foam, and I think would be like the best option, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Can't wait to see what cosplays you do at Medford Witches. Are you going to have a booth as well?
Yes.
And are you entering the cosplay contest today?
Not today. I didn't know if I should, so I did not.
Again, Yagua?
Yes, Yagua.
I hope you and your partner enjoy the rest of the con. And yeah, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
So, Cherry and Cody, how do you guys both enjoy Meadowlark Comic Con?
It's been a blast.
I feel like it's been a completely different experience compared to last year.
I mean, you guys seem to have a lot of fun. Also, again, congratulations yesterday.
Yeah, I will tell you, I was not expecting it.
And I'm sure you'll be happy for you and your partner to get free entry to Anna Medford in September.
Yeah. We are really excited.
Also, really well done, Lucy, yesterday, too.
Thank you.
So, who do you guys have planned possibly for Anna Medford?
Maybe a Makima?
From who's?
Chainsaw Man?
Oh, Makima.
Yes.
So she has blonde or red hair?
Red hair.
And you?
I have two.
Well, which one do you want to say? Your secret.
I will say the first day is going to be Ace, but it's going to be Nanami.
From?
JJK.
Ooh, is he the one who has the blonde hair and the
with the giant cow print cleaver, yeah.
You gotta get the glasses too? No, I cannot wait to see that. You gotta use a wig or your actual hair?
I'll probably actually use my actual hair.
I mean, you're both have the same color blonde.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I'll probably have it bleached, but just so it's a little bit brighter.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see you both at con again. Again, thank you, and highly recommend checking them out on Instagram and everything for other cosplays and everything.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of the con. Can't wait to see you in Medford.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. So, Ellie and Elk, how are you both enjoying day 2 of Meadowlark Comic Con? How's it feel to be back staffing again?
Oh, it's amazing. We have wonderful people that are helping out this year, and I love working for Dave and Marina, and our guests are amazing. and the people have been wonderful, very interested in the actors and such, and I think it's been a pretty awesome turnout.
And how about you, Ellie? How are you enjoying the con?
I enjoy.
So as I was saying, this is not your first time being at Meadowlark Con.
No, I've been volunteering with my mom pretty much the entire time. She actually started volunteering as just a little helper before I was able to handle the money. I just did a lot of the floating around and helping wherever I can. You know, like, hey, are you guys good? You guys need anything? Whenever I walk around looking at the vendors and whatnot. And we're always looking for more people, of course, because we love having the locals help us, because you know they get to help the stars and whatnot with learning about our area and love it. It's so fun.
Speaking of Elk, where can people like find you guys if they want to volunteer? Because I know you're always in the need for volunteers for this one and their Anna Medford Con.
So there are links on both of the Facebook websites where it says volunteers needed, and they also have the actual websites on the web itself where it says, are you interested in volunteering? You just click on there, fill out an application. It will get sent to Marina. She will put it on a spreadsheet for me to contact them.
And I imagine you guys are going to be at Anna Medford as well, volunteering again?
Yes.
If you're looking forward to that?
Yes.
You going to be cosplaying maybe?
I don't think I'm allowed to anymore, unfortunately. I would love to cosplay, but I don't think I'm allowed to anymore.
There's no cosplaying for volunteers, but we'll see we'll figure something out. We had an issue with somebody in the past.
Nice.
We'll find out if I can find something that's more casual looking.
Oh, some like.
But you look great.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we could dress her up as, Mario.
I'll be going as Dragon Ball Z next time.
Oh, okay.
For Anna Medford, nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed day 2, and I cannot wait to see you guys again at Anna Medford. Again,
I look forward to seeing you again
and I can't wait.
and checking out your podcast.
Oh yeah, Ellie, take care. I hope you both enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you. We appreciate.
So, you guys, how are we enjoying Meadowlark Comic Con at their new location, and what do you guys sell at your booth?
We're enjoying this Meadowlark Comic Con, actually. It's our second time coming. We were here last year. It was our second time at Meadowlark. Our first time was last year, which was in the Grants Pass location, which was actually my first Comic Con. I'm a brand new business. I'm barely a year and a half in Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Nice.
Our booth is representing the anime scene. By the time I decided to do this in Klamath Falls, there wasn't much of any anime out there to grab in the local stores.
Oh yeah, I mean, a place like Medford, you're going to find a bunch of anime
Most
stuff.
definitely. I used to just come up here just to try to grab stuff from Medford. So yeah, we'd take freaking trips up here.
So what's the name of your business?
So the name of the business is 100% Aura. Since everything's about Aura and anime, man, you got people, yeah.
And they also got waifu clothing with you guys too.
We got waifu clothing with us, so that's another merchant we work with actually. So they make their own shirts locally, and then I sell them at the shop.
How are you liking the con so far?
Yeah, it's going pretty good.
I like the Thundercat shirt now.
Oh, thank you very much.
You got to represent the OG. Well, in my opinion, I feel like Thundercats is an anime.
Dude, me too. Me too.
So,
I would love to get more.
So aside from figures, you also have stuff back here.
Yes.
And then you got your swords down there, which I think for any convention it's the best thing to have.
Oh man, I brought them in for last year too. I sell swords at the shop, so even if we have some swords here, if you ever came to the shop, we have a sword wall. So we would have everything from either Demon Slayers to regular Japanese katanas. Like I said, I've sold Thundercat swords, I've sold Trunks sword, Bleach swords.
And also I saw down there one from Demon Slayer. I can't remember his name. He has the white hair.
Oh, that would be Sonomi.
Sonomi.
Yeah, Sonomi. Has to be. Or Tengen.
Yeah, Tengen.
Tengen, yes.
I'm sorry, I saw for you. I have to.
That's who it is. Oh, careful of the camera. So how long have you been in business for doing all this stuff?
So honestly, I just started last year in 2023 in May.
Nice.
So I am just entering in my second year. And it's been a blast. It's a learning experience.
I can't wait to see you guys are going to be at Medford, right?
Most definitely.
I'll be sure.
Yeah.
Same place too, which
I love it.
Which I cannot wait to see what you guys have. I'll
Yeah,
definitely be having a lot more money, so I'm definitely planning on getting something.
Yes, most definitely.
Careful of the. Just gonna go. I mean, some people don't have to be shown because little.
They're short.
So, where can people find your guys' shop online if they can't make it to a con, but they can like buy it if you have an online shop?
So I just have my social medias right now. So honestly, Facebook and Instagram. If you just look up 100% Aura Anime Shop in Klamath Falls, Oregon, you'll be able to find me. I'm currently working on a website.
Nice.
So that's what I want to do next, so I can at least reach out to a larger crowd, maybe have awesome deals.
And that's the point of this interview too, is to let people know.
Yeah, so 100% Aura Anime Shop, Klamath Falls, Oregon. We're located at 1111 Main Street, Suite B, inside of the World of Arkai, which is a family fun center, which is fantasy themed as well.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And what's your name again?
Oh, Michael.
Nice to meet you, Michael. I hope you and your group enjoy the rest of the con. Cannot wait to see you at Medford.
Dude, most definitely, man. This place is awesome. All right, thank you, brother.
See you. Take care. Take care. So, June and Mo, how does it feel back to be at Meadowlark Comic Con in a much bigger space this year?
Oh man, it's beautiful and it feels great in here, and all the people, all the nice space in here, it's great, and all the vendors have enough space. It looks amazing.
And I think it's been 2 years since I interviewed you guys, and I think you're in the same outfits I recorded you 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I was in my my Rebecca Steam cosplay. Yeah.
And I see you're cosplaying as Raven this time, and you're back to doing the Red Hood again?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely wanted to do something that was going to match her in some kind of way, so I figured either Red Hood or Deathstroke would work, so everybody knows Red Hood.
And if you guys do Deathstroke, you got to do Rose Wilson.
Oh, I'm gonna try.
I mean, because, father, daughter.
Yeah. Yep.
Spoilers, we don't know.
Yeah.
So, and I also know you're signing up for the cosplay contest this time too.
I am signing up for the cosplay contest. Hopefully, I get.
You've missed a single one they've had so far.
Nope, I'm not.
Probably gonna do more. Continue to do more.
So, real quick, as I actually asked this question to other comic book character cosplayers, who's your favorite dream comic book character cosplay?
My favorite would be probably a Dr. Doom. Yes, I like the Dr. Doom. Yes, isn't that amazing? Yeah, so definitely, and I definitely want to get Dr. Doom because he's going to be popular now. So I got to get mine going before everybody else. Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What about you, June? Who's your favorite? Either Marvel, or DC. Who's your favorite comic book character dream cosplay?
That's actually a really hard question. I think. Oh my god, that is a really hard question. I think I really do want to do like a big Venom cosplay, like an actual full body outfit. Yeah.
I guess. And I think I understand you guys are going to be here at Medford as well?
Yeah.
Just to be a little sneak peek, what are you guys' plans for Medford for cosplay-wise?
I think I'm gonna do a Mad Hatter daughter cosplay from Ever After High, but it's a big ball gown, so yeah.
What about you, Mo?
I'm planning on probably being some kind of Sith, and so we'll see if I bring her to the dark side with me. So yeah, I'll be looking for an acolyte. So
well, as always, I hope you both enjoy the con.
Thank you, sir. You look so good at Louise.
Yeah, I hope you have fun at the cosplay contest. I'll actually be a judge as well.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, because yesterday I was hosting the cosplay contest like before. So yeah, thank you again for the interview. I always want to get the chance to interview you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Appreciate it. We always...
So I'm here with Jubilee and Rogue, also Echo Chips, and I always forget your costume.
Mo Maple.
Mo Maple at Meadowlark Comic Con Day 2. So first off, how was Day 1 for you guys? Starting with you, Mo.
It was great. I think we had a really good time. Air conditioning is killer. A really great group of people. Some fantastic artists, and overall just a really good time.
How about you, Mo?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been nice seeing all the kids out and just chatting with people.
So I know you guys are back here again for the Crofts Pajamas again, which I imagine you guys looked pretty busy yesterday.
We did pretty well. I think that we're hoping to do just as well today and eat some Red Robin after this and then do it again next year.
Red Robin sounds good. So, I got to talk about your guys' cosplays. Starting with you, Mo, what made you want to cosplay as the classic Jubilee from X-Men 97?
Well, I really like X-Men 97. That was the first one I watched, and then I watched Evolution. That's probably my favorite, though. But the character Jubilee is just a little bit more recognizable than some of the casual Evolution outfits.
Fair. So, Echo, what made you want to cosplay the goth version of Rogue from X-Men Evolution?
Let's be honest, she's hot.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And I just love Rogue, and some of her other outfits weren't really attainable to me as close to the con as I got before I decided to put this together. So not only was the show something that I consumed a little bit of when I was younger, I also just love Rogue as a character throughout the X-Men series.
Plus, I see you have your natural hair in the back, and then which I didn't even notice that
Yes.
was your actual hair.
It's very nice to be able to not wear a full wig, and I actually got a haircut specifically to do this cosplay, so.
Nice. So now you guys are cosplaying X-Men characters, gotta ask this question next, starting with you, Echo. If you can cosplay any other Marvel character or comic book character, who would you want to cosplay?
Ooh, that's a really hard question. I like Black Widow a lot, and I know she's like kind of dead now, but that's okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, spoiler alert. But I think she's really cool. When I was younger, I did like a casual look of hers, and I thought it would be really cool to do a side-by-side of then and now. So maybe in the future, but.
Well, what about you, Mo? Who would you like to cosplay comic book-wise?
Comic book-wise, I've always wanted to do Zatanna.
Who's Zatanna? Nice.
Yeah. I'm.
Carefully.
I'm a. I'm a DC girl at heart, but it seems like every time I cosplay, it's from a Marvel, because I've done Squirrel Girl and now Jubilee, so it always seems like.
I don't think I've ever seen Zatanna in person. Yeah. Oh, careful with it. I don't think I've ever seen Zatanna in person. I think once at a con, but
she's like my favorite. Her and Constantine, that was like my childhood right there. So I either want to do Constantine, but the trench coat seat's very hot, or Zatanna.
I mean, both are pretty good options. I think we can both agree that Zatanna honestly needs her own TV show.
Oh yeah, they did a movie a couple years ago with Constantine and her, and it was really good.
So real quick, as I always ask you guys, where can people find the Crofts Pajamas and your socials online?
The Crafts Pajamas, all one word on Instagram is where we do our art booth. And then I'm Echo Chips, one word on Instagram.
And Mo?
Oh, I'm Mo_Maple on Instagram.
Highly recommend following them all on Instagram. It's definitely worth it. And also, if you were here, if you're at the con, hopefully you had the chance to stop by their booth. So, Chris, how are we enjoying the con today for day 2?
I love this like location they've chosen so much.
And then doing. You've got it in front of me, and then.
I've been loving it so far because this location is so amazing. Like it has AC. That is so nice. Like I know because I wear out my hot cosplays, and it's like I may be dying slightly, but I'm not suffering, which is great. Exactly, like all black, like all like thick material. I like the way it looks, but at the same time, it's like at most conventions it's like super dying. But look, here, functioning AC. That's so nice.
Like you were sweating at Anna Medford last year.
Oh my god.
Cosplay from Rebels.
Yeah, Annie Medford was like so bad because there is the fairgrounds and it's like already traps in heat, and then plus like the swamp cooler is barely working. That was awful. But this. It's so nice. It's so nice. I can wear this and be comfortable. I'm not having to take it off 24/7.
And yesterday, you and your mom were cosplaying from High Republic from Star Wars Acolyte.
Yes.
Who are you cosplaying today from the Empire?
I am cosplaying Admiral Colin Farrow from the Thrawn novels, which, hold on. I brought the book with me. I brought the sacred text.
Is that book any good?
Oh, it is.
Oh, it's by Timothy Zahn.
Yes, it is the canon Thrawn trilogy written by Timothy Zahn. Both canon Thrawn trilogies are some of my favorite books of all time. I've read them I've read this book 4 times. Like it is one of my absolute favorite books of all time.
So real quick, what was the process that went into this?
So I already had the pattern I made for the other uniform that I had to alter. Like this was a bit too wide on the original, so I like cut it up, trimmed it, and then I basically did the same process I did for my other uniform. And same with the pants. Like I already had that pre-made, like from the last one.
It's not falling off this time?
Yeah, it is falling off everywhere, but
If you've seen the Anna Medford, you'll see what happens.
But this cape was a completely brand new pattern I had to make because of. I was like studying and looking at Director Krennic. This is the backside because this was.
From Rogue One.
Yeah, so I had to like look at that and study it, and I made this custom because I was like I need to have this right. And all of these are like triple stitched down. If I can get a. These are all like triple stitched down to like replicate how it was. Looking at so many old Comic Con photos, so many Star Wars Celebration photos just to get this right. And I was like, this took me the longest out of everything. The rest of this took me about each piece took me about a week. This took me about 2 weeks to make just a cape.
And I know you're also entering the cosplay contest.
Yes, I am.
So looking forward to seeing that. I think that should do it. Again, Chris, I hope you enjoy the rest of the content.
Yes.
So I'm here with Lefty and Zeph of Lefty and Zeph's workshop.
Yes.
Lefty, you may know when we tried to do your interview, but it was on my part. I couldn't get it.
Pre-pandemic time.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So how are we guys enjoying day 2 of Meadowlark Comic Con? Starting with you, Lefty.
It just started, so I don't know yet.
Well, how was day 1?
Day 1 was pretty okay. I'd say that better than expected, but wish we had done more. That sort of thing.
Also, I love the earrings, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I got them from that person over there.
Celestial Fantasy Works.
Absolutely, yeah. If you have a chance to talk with them, I definitely recommend it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. How about you, Zeph? How are you liking the con so far? And also, I like the ears.
Oh, thank you. They were made by me. It's been going good so far. It's definitely not the worst. I like the vibes.
Much
at the very
cooler,
least.
too.
Yes, absolutely.
And you guys are like literally above one of the big fans.
Yes.
We're not above it, we're below it.
Well,
yeah.
Strike it from the record? Strike that from the record.
Edit. So, for those who may not be familiar with y'all, want to tell them a little bit about your guys' workshop, starting with you, Lefty.
Yeah, so this project is specifically a joint effort between my partner and I. We have 2 separate independent art businesses. Mine is Lefty's Comics, and this one is Zephoria's Workshop. We combined the names, and we had combined the names, and basically, sorry, that distracted me a whole lot. I forgot where I was talking about.
Talk about your comics and everything.
Yeah. So we decided we wanted to make a combined name that's easy for people to read and understand, and so we went with Lefty and Zeph's Workshop.
Nice.
So I sell my art. I have stickers and bookmarks and enamel pins, charms, and things like that. And then Zeph has their own things.
And you have your comics. If I'm not mistaken, you did because we talked about it in your interview. I think you did something for Halo, was it? I think it's someone else.
You might be. There was. I was a member of the Forge community for a long time, and more specifically, I was kind of part of the Forge. I forget what it was called now, but basically it was the community members who were kind of in charge of managing other community members, sort of thing. But that was a long time ago.
How about you, Zeph? What's this been like for you?
It's been very fun just to like be out here and vending. I know a lot of my stuff is just like digital only, especially with like my VTuber models.
Oh, I like your VTuber model.
Thank you.
Also, I like the fact that you guys have a print of Karlak, probably my favorite.
Oh, absolutely.
I think my favorite tiefling from Baldur's Gate.
Absolutely. It was very sad about the tiefling camp. Yeah.
What?
Let's not talk about.
Yeah, let's not talk about Act 2. Nobody
I made
leaves
sure
Act
everyone
1.
survived, and I didn't have the drow part as my team. I just basically, and I took her armor and gave it to Lizeo.
Yeah, when you go into Act 2, half of the camp kind of doesn't survive in the Darklands or in the Shadowlands. Yeah.
I need to replay that game.
But sorry for spoilers.
Oh no. So real quick, want to guys drop your links so people know where to find you on social, since they may not be able to be here.
Yep. For me, it is at Lefty's Comics. You can find me as my social media handle, or if you just go to my website, I have that, leftyscomics.com. Simple as that.
And I have Zephoria.com that just leads to my card that has basically all of my socials. And that is Zephoria with an X.
Thank goodness for link trees and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that should do it. I hope you guys both enjoyed day 2. Oh, real quick, are you guys going to be at Animedford this year as well?
Yes.
We're going to be at Animedford,
nice.
yes.
Same location, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I am too. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that should do it. Again, Lefty, Zeph, I hope you both enjoy the rest of the con. I'm still waking up.
That's okay.
So I'm here with Seth and Tanya at Meadowlark Comic Con. So guys, how are we enjoying day 2 of the con, and how was your first day?
We had a great day yesterday. It was very fun. Lots of interesting characters walking by, and we had lots of friendly people stopping by our booth.
How about you, Seth? How did you like day 1, and how's day 2 going for you so far?
Day 2, we're still recovering a little bit from the excitement and the adventure of day 1. I know that I'm going to need more coffee, but in the meantime, I have enough for now.
There's no such thing as too much coffee.
There never is, especially when you're keeping up with the energy. We had so many great smiling faces, so many interested folks who came by. There were things that seemed to attract such a wide group of great fans, people that have never heard about some of the stories that we're bringing and wanted to know more, especially when it came to the comic schlit and we had an opportunity to tell them about characters they love and already know, and the lines through history that we are drawing through our essay collection. Between that, great stuff for kids, prize wheel where who knows what could happen. Yesterday, President Loki was here. You could have gotten a selfie with him. Today, we have another guest appearance, but we'll save that for later. So if you want to find out who, you need to come by.
Looking forward. So real quick, I want to talk about what you guys have at your booth, starting with Hapsy. What is that all about?
So Hapsy is an eco-conscious children's collection of comic book stories. Each one is about 18 panels, and they feature great characters like Upcycle Michael, who finds things people throw away and finds great new purposes for them. My character, Greedy Greg, is the opposite. He always takes a greedy approach to a great new eco-conscious idea, and then it blows up in his face because he's so greedy that he never understands the value of what he's doing. Instead, he just tries to make more money from it.
Kind of like Captain Planet in a sense.
He's the opposite of Captain Planet. He would be a Captain Planet villain. He would be somebody who Captain Planet is always coming in. He would be an antagonist, true. In fact, and recently, Greedy actually funded his own team, the Animal Pollution Patrol, who at some point found themselves at odds because he was willing to take a payoff for letting pollution go, whereas their whole mission was to stop it. So he gets in the way of the good guys. He can be something of an antagonist.
So yeah, he's definitely like a Captain Planet villain.
Yes.
Show. You want to show the people?
Oh, sure,
Yeah,
absolutely. So this is Hapsy. That is my guy right there, Greedy Greg, with quite a sinister look on his face, even as a heroic team behind him that he's supposed to be supporting. They're going to find themselves at odds in this story. And if you come on down and get a copy, take a look. Also, the great thing is we have a little code here because all of Hapsy's early adventures are available online for free in a digital format. So we try and make it something where you can come and look through the stories here, check them out online, and if you really like it and want to bring it home or send it to someone you know who would love it, you can order copies for them. I send them to my nieces and nephews because Uncle Seth writes a comic, and sometimes I put their names in it.
So, Tanya, mind telling me about this stuff over here?
Yes, this is the main thing that Seth and I are here to promote. This is exclusive to this particular con. It's not even available for sale out in the wild yet. So we have...
So Comic Con exclusive?
Yes.
Nice.
So it's an essay collection that talks about comic books as a form of high art. Sometimes we are comparing classic literature characters to some of the more modern comic book versions. For example, I talk about how Irene Adler in the Sherlock Holmes series is Catwoman for Batman.
I mean, you're not wrong, though. You're really not wrong.
And it happens more frequently than you would think. There's an essay in here about Moses and Superman. I'm going to send my child to be safe, and he will grow up and be the savior of the people.
I mean, again, that really does make a lot. Looking at it from a biblical point and a historical fiction point, it does make sense how they're like comic book characters.
Right. And so people may shun comic books because they don't value them the way that we think that they should, but think about what people used to do with novels. Oh, I would never read something like that. And now that's the high art that we look up to, right? So we argue that comic books will be the high art that people years down the line will look back and say, hey, that was the high art of its time. And since a lot of them are essentially the same stories, we should appreciate the value in all of it.
I honestly, looking at that, I would have thought of it that way when it comes to comics. I think that's a pretty cool thing. I also noticed you are a cosplayer as well.
I am. I've been very blessed to be involved with a group of people in Las Vegas who do cosplay. I've been Storm. This is my vampire cosplay.
If I can
Oh, yes, of course.
see right there. Also, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, just I love being able to put on a character and just experience life through their eyes. Something happens when you just kind of transform when you put on the costume.
Oh, no, I agree. So, what made you, real quick, because that's the question I always ask, what made you want to get into cosplay and how long have you been doing it for?
I have loved costumes since I was a child. So then you find out that someone can actually...
Careful of the camera.
Or you find out that someone will actually pay you to do this thing that you love. Amazing, right?
Oh, no, I completely agree. Now, Seth, have you ever cosplayed before?
I have not. No. In fact, there was a possibility, if I could have found the correct pieces, that I would have considered an attire for this event, but I could not find the equipment that I need in order to make the outfit work.
Dressing up with me for this event.
Ooh, that would have been nice.
Also, the costume choice might have left me wilting in the heat in the parking lot somewhere, and you never would have found or met me. It's true, and I'm prepared to make that commitment once I have the right fit and it's ready to go. So,
forward to seeing it.
Appreciate that.
So I also see you guys have a prize wheel right here, which I think is honestly cool. So what kind of things could people expect to spin on for the prize wheel?
Well, yesterday you could get a selfie with Loki, but Loki isn't here today. But today we have bookmarks from some of the authors that we're showcasing. We have Reburn stickers.
Ooh.
Reburn is an amazing independent comic book series written by Allison Shelton.
Ooh, here it is.
Yes. This is going to be one of my cosplays.
Ooh. I like that already.
Because May is fantastic. She will end up being our savior,
Nice.
our protector. And Allison is actually one of the authors who's in the essay collection.
Nice.
As are some of the other people that we have on the table. Some of them are not in the collection, but because I figure I didn't get where I am today without help, I'm bringing the people who helped me get where I am.
Nice. So last but not least, where can people find you guys on social media, starting with you, Seth?
You can find me on Instagram as Seth the Writer and Threads as well. And you can also check out my website, Stories with Seth. That has links to almost everything that I'm doing right now. And it's probably the one-stop shop to find me.
Nice. And where can people find you, Tanya?
I am across social media at Ms. Tanya Todd. That's how you spell my name. Go to my website. You can sign up for my newsletter. That's where I talk about the events that I'm doing. I share pictures for some of the things that I've done. And I talk about the movie that I directed that is not out yet. It's going to hit the festival soon, but I'm very excited about it. So it made it on the poster. Morning Sacrifice.
Is that like a horror detective movie? In a sense.
It's a love story.
Ooh, even better. I just like the way the title and everything.
Yes, it's accurate.
Nice. Well, Tanya and Seth, I hope you both enjoy the con for the day 2, and I hope you get a lot more people at your booth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Seth?
Thanks for talking.
So, Britt, how are we enjoying day 2 of the con? So, yes, how are we enjoying day 2 of Meadowlark Comic Con?
Day 2 has been awesome. A lot of people showing up and a lot of cosplayers. It's really neat.
Busy too.
It's been a great turnout. I mean, these events are awesome. Vendors and cosplayers and just people in general coming to the venue to check it out. It's a brand new venue and it's been an amazing weekend.
So, I know you're here promoting your art and the tattoo shop you work for. What's it called again in Grants Pass?
3 Sevens.
3 Sevens.
3 Sevens Tattoo on Redwood Avenue.
It's definitely highly recommend checking it out. Not just saying that, artwork is really good. It's run by you and your husband?
My husband of 20 years, yeah.
Nice.
He's been tattooing for 20 years and I'll be tattooing for 2 years now.
Nice.
So he's actually been a big help. We didn't know each other in the beginning that we were both tattooers, so it was by luck and by chance that we met each other.
And I see you're also cosplaying as Dark Magician Girl.
Yes.
With your stuffed Karibo.
Karibo.
And the stuff. You know,
Yes, yes.
That's really like.
I glued that thing together yesterday and spray painted it, and it's worked out so far.
It's really sturdy too.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband actually put some pens on the inside
to hold it together?
hold it together like a dowel. So
that comes
very smart man.
So, Dark Magician Girl,
Yes.
you were saying earlier before before the thing that she was one of your favorite characters.
Yes.
You liked Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
And how you had the dual disc as a
Dual
kid.
disc and dueled everybody in the cul-de-sac with my deck.
So real quick, where can people find you and your husband's artwork in the shop on social media?
Yeah, so if you go on Instagram, it is under Lil Miss Brit. There's a camera in front of you. So as I was saying, you can go to Instagram and you can find me under Lil Miss Brit or Brittany Elledge. Same on Facebook as well under Brittany Elledge. And you can find Jeremy under Jeremy Elledge on both of those social media sites as well.
And highly recommend checking out the tattoo shop, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
You guys will sometimes do anime movie shows.
I do. So I will have the shop open for anime movie nights, and then for my 2-year anniversary of tattooing, I'm going to rent the theater out, and hopefully we'll see about playing Demon Slayer, the movie that's going to be coming out.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
So yeah, I want to use the place as a way to have people come together for their love and passion of anime. So it's not just about tattooing.
Well, again, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Yeah, thank you so
cannot wait
much.
to see you guys at Medford.
Yeah, this has been a pleasure. Thank you.
So, how are you all enjoying Meadowlark Comic Con? I know this is your first con.
Yeah. I'm having fun. It's really cool.
And I see your cosplaying as Supergirl. What made you want to cosplay such an iconic DC character?
It's actually my dad's favorite comic book character. Mine's Batman. So
Nice. And you're liking it so far? And this is your second day here?
My first day. Yeah.
This is your first Meadowlark Con as well. Nice.
Yes.
And I know you're familiar. With Meadowlark, if I'm not mistaken.
I've been a few times, yeah.
And you're cosplaying as a hybrid character from the Netflix series and the comic itself, Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth, yeah.
So what made you want to cosplay from such an iconic and what seems like a popular show?
Well, I really loved how. Okay. I really loved how the animals, the hybrid animal people, really looked soft and sweet, and I mean.
It's okay. You're fine. You're okay.
Okay. I forgot.
The reason why you like Sweet Tooth and everything?
Yeah, I mean the characters, the way they did the costumes in the show and everything, they just looked really sweet and soft and I don't know, childlike. It was kind of neat. I liked it.
So who's your favorite character from Sweet Tooth?
Oh boy.
There's so many, I'm sure.
I kind of forgot his name. I liked the big guy. Big Man. That's what he called him, right? Big Man? I don't actually remember what his name was.
So what was the makeup process behind your makeup?
I really wanted to paint myself brown. That kind of backfired because I ended up getting my exact shade of skin tone, and yeah, I just kind of improvised with the rest of my makeup.
It looks really well done.
Thank you.
And how about you, Shayla? Who are you cosplaying today?
So this is actually original character. Basically, I had bought the dress off of Holy Clothing, and I was like, I love this dress.
It's really well made too.
It was. I got this like 6 years ago. And I wanted to wear it, but I didn't know what character to wear. So I was like, okay, I'll just make up my own. And somehow that turned into a whole story. And so now I am attempting to write a book based on this character named Kinley. And the second character is actually based off of my best friend right here, named Princess Annika. So it's the adventures of those two, and hopefully someday I can actually bring it here.
That'd be nice.
Yep.
So all over, you guys are enjoying the con so far?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Are you guys going to care for Anna Medford in September?
Probably.
That'd be nice. Can't wait to see what cosplays you guys will do. I think that should do it again. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the day too.
Thank you.
So, Floyd, how are we enjoying the new location on day 2 for Meadowlark Comic Con?
Oh, I think it's a great location. Day 1 was awesome. There's a lot of people that came by, a lot of fans. The more open floor plan than the previous Meadowlarks is really a lot better.
And like central air too.
Central air is really nice, and no flies, because the flies were bad.
Or birds.
Or birds, yes. So I miss the birds, but I don't miss the flies.
So for those who aren't familiar with you and what you do, mind telling those folks at home, whether they're watching on TV or on their computer or phone, what you do?
My main claim to fame is working for Topps doing Garbage Pail Kids. I did not create Garbage Pail Kids. I did not do the original Garbage Pail Kids. I've been working with Topps since 2017. And basically I work doing sketch cards of Garbage Pail Kids. And what that means is Topps sends us blank cards that us artists draw, send original art on. send back to Tops, then Tops inserts those into random packs.
And Tops is the one originally created Garbage Pail Kids?
Exactly.
Nice.
Garbage Pail Kids originally was originally a wacky package, which was more my thing because I grew up with wacky packages. Wacky packages were product parodies. Instead of Crest, it was Crust and stuff like that. And they created a Garbage Pail Kid wacky package back in '85, it was earlier than that. It was the '80s series, but it was never used. So when Topps was looking for a new thing to put out, they pulled that one up and said, hey, why don't we just do a whole set of these Garbage Pail Kids? And they got in touch with artist John Pound, who was an underground comics artist and an illustrator and stuff, and they basically gave him the job of creating all these Garbage Pail Kids for the first series and so on. So that's a brief history of Garbage Pail Kids.
So, speaking of Garbage Pail Kids, did you ever see the movie that came out in the 80s?
I did see the movie, unfortunately. I did not see the movie in the 80s. I just actually saw it within the last 10 years, I think. And yeah, it was horrible. It was worse than Garbage Pail Kids, actually, so I guess it was fitting.
I imagine. For those who aren't familiar with Garbage Pail Kids, they're basically a gross version of Cabbage Patch Kids.
Right, exactly. I brought some with me, just all these are kind of my
You also have your
collection.
Your chips as well, I see.
Yes, the chips are from the Reno show I did a couple weeks ago, Silver Age. And what they did was, first I created the the poster for this one, which is Meadowlark instead of Meadowlark. So I created one for a lot of the Colossus Girls shows. I did this one, which is Sour House instead of Powerhouse. I did the chip was taken from the Silver Ache instead of Silver Age. My favorite, though, I think is Germ Star.
Oh, from Gem Star.
Instead of Gem Star, yeah, and Gem State, which is the Boise show, yeah. So, but for Silver Ache, last time they did the poker chips because it was in Reno and it's really awesome.
And they make the gambling and everything.
Right, you can't use them for anything. I tried.
But they make for cool stuff. They make for a cool thing to have.
They do. They're really cool. So, and I am offering them at the table. So if you're in the area, come by and they're $10 each. Or if you buy anything $35 or more, you get a free poker chip.
Buy something, get something free. That's actually a pretty good deal.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
Yes, and I am signing the posters for free. I sign pretty much everything for free, with the exception of my brand new comic. And can talk about that. My brand new comic is Swell Comics, #1.
Well, that's right, because I remember you showed it.
You haven't
yesterday.
Yeah.
You had that 1950s.
Yeah, I did it's the comic I always wanted to put out. And it's kind of a cross between Mad Magazine, Underground Comics. I did the old vintage look. The vintage pages look dirty. And I tell people the only thing not dirty in it is Eric Estrada's teeth, which are the only white thing in the book. And so it's just a lot of fun. It's 32 full color pages. I did fake ads. It's definitely got my sense of humor, which was a lot of fun to do. And it's selling like crazy.
So real quick, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with your art, or if they want to catch you at the next show?
Right. You can visit my hopelessly outdated website, planetfstudios.com, or find me on Instagram at The Real Floyd Man. On Facebook, it will be under Floyd Man Sumner. And my store is planetf.storenvy.com. So you can order some of this stuff online. So.
Well, again, Floyd, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con. And
thank you, Wayne.
Stay cool out there, man.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm here with Brian Fitzgerald. What's the name of your booth, real quick?
Design Source.
Design, nice.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing this for? And what made you want to like start making shirts and stuff of your artwork?
So I've been doing. Okay, sorry. I've been doing this for 35 years as a graphic designer. Had some initially did some silkscreen work, and ended up later on, maybe about 5 years ago, deciding to go back to silkscreen work after doing a long career in graphic design, and this was the result.
It's turned out really good. Like, it's really well done art.
Thank you.
Is this your first convention?
No, I've been doing it for about 3 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is my first one here at Meadowlark.
Nice. I mean, and plus it's like great space.
Oh, it's great.
And
This whole setup was great.
I've seen you've been busy today too.
Yeah.
Plus you got a nice little like breakfast show. Right there.
Yeah, it's been a great event. I'm really thrilled about it.
And I see you were cosplaying as the devil earlier, and yesterday you were the Allstate Mayhem guy.
Yep. The bee.
I wish I would have captured footage of that. It's really well done.
Yeah.
Do you plan on being at their next show for Anime Medford in September?
I just asked about that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I cannot wait to see you there. and
Thanks.
see more art. What's been like the most sought after piece today?
Well, this is always the top seller.
Oh, show.
This is the. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
There you go. But it's a piece on a band that's pretty popular, but the design itself seems to sell regardless of whether the people know the band or not.
Well, I think that's what's your name?
Brian Fitzgerald.
Brian, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con and cannot wait to see you at Anime Medford.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
So I'm here with Mark Arnold, right?
Mark Arnold.
Mark
Yeah.
Arnold.
Right there.
At Meadowlark Comic Con, creator of Unconditionally Mad Part 1 and Part B, and so many other. What do you exactly do? I should ask.
I consider myself a pop culture historian. Yes, I do write books. I also have my own podcast, Fun Ideas Podcast. I do interviews. I write articles. I attend conventions. I do public speaking. So all sorts of different things. It's just pop culture stuff centered. Typically from the 20th century for the most part. But yeah, and I go for all the interests I have. I have interest in comic books and animation and music and TV and movies. So I write a little bit about all of that with all my books.
So what made you want to get into this line of work doing historical stuff based on media?
How do other people, or how did I?
How did you get into it?
I found out that I could retain a lot of knowledge. I was always curious about more information about these things. I tend to write books about subjects that haven't been covered very well, like Harvey Comics or Total Television Productions, which did Underdog and Tennessee Tuxedo.
I'm familiar with Underdog and Tennessee Tuxedo, good classic cartoons.
Chipmunks over here, things like that. Pac-Man TV show.
I forgot there was a TV show.
Yeah, well, that's what this book here is about. I'll pull it up. It's the first animated TV show based upon a video game.
Really?
Yeah. There was Starcade, but that came out the year later. It had Q*bert, or I guess Q*bert was its own show, but it had Donkey Kong and all those early video games. But this is the first one that they made an animated series after a video game. Yeah, that's in here too.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they did 2 seasons, and I didn't watch it that closely when it first came out. I did play Pac-Man a lot, but it was my publisher says, "Oh yeah, Pac-Man. My kid loves this show. Can you do a book on it?" I go, "I guess so." And it was kind of a work for hire, but I have my friend Scott Shaw is a good artist and everything. He did my Monkeys books, which I don't have out here, but he said, Mark, you're the perfect person to do this book. And I go, all right, fine. So I made it work, and I have a history of Hanna-Barbera. I have a history of Pac-Man. I have a history of video games. So it kind of, and then I talk about the cartoon show. So, that's how I kind of, all these books kind of come out, of just a curiosity of, what happened to that studio? What happened to that person? What happened to that magazine? Whatever.
Nice. Real quick, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with what you do or whenever your next book comes out?
Okay, I'm always on Facebook. My books are on Amazon. For like this new Turtles book, which is about the music group, we actually have our own website called Not Just Happy Together. And but for the most part, yeah, you can find it at the usual places that way. I also sell signed copies on eBay, things like that. So
nice. Well, I think that should be good, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of the con, and hopefully more people come to your tables and everything.
Please. No. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I'm here with Dave Warren, who you may know as the artist for shows as The Simpsons, Animaniacs, and what else have you worked on?
Futurama, The Minions. Did you mention Pinky and the Brain?
I did not.
Pinky and the Brain. Dilbert, Men in Black, the animated series.
Man, I remember watching that as a kid on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. I'm an old timer, man. I've worked on a bunch of stuff. Ralph Bakshi's Spicy City, which was my first job in animation at HBO. For a very short period of time, HBO had HBO Animation.
Oh, that's right. I remember because they had a bunch of animated stuff like Spawn and everything.
Spawn and Spicy City. So that was there was two crews at that time, the Spawn crew and the Spicy City crew. So yep, nice. Absolutely.
So what made you want to get into animation and everything?
I guess, I grew up drawing Bugs Bunny and Snoopy and was kind of a cartoon kid growing up. And I always was always drawing. I was always creating something, right? Doing the school newspapers or that's what I was known for as a kid. It's like, oh, look at how good Dave can draw. I ended up being an art director in my 20s for a clothing company in Los Angeles that did clothing for Disney and for Warner Brothers.
I remember that being a huge thing back in the 90s.
Right, so I was doing all the caps and the t-shirts and all that for the studio. So I was doing Bugs Bunny and I was doing Mario Brothers and these characters, but I was doing it for clothing. And I hired a guy to come work for me that was out of animation. And he just went, oh, it's such a terrible job. Animation, they work you like crazy. You never get a day off. And all I heard was, this sounds like the best job ever. So I went to school at the Animation Union for 2 years at night, got my portfolio together, and then started shopping. And 6 months later, I got a call from HBO, and they said, we're going to do this show with Ralph Bakshi. Would you be interested? And I was like, oh my God,
Ralph,
yes.
He was a big name at the time. Fritz the Cat, Lord of the Rings.
Yep, and again, it's when I was a kid, Fritz the Cat and Heavy Traffic, like those movies were like epic.
Oh yeah,
right?
They were controversial, but they were like the art style.
Yeah,
really well done for the time.
Absolutely, and then Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people forget what a big deal that was when it came out. And so it was like, I got to work for my idol, right? And then, lo and behold, that show gets canceled, and my next job is Pinky and the Brain. So it was like I got to work for my real idol, Steven Spielberg, you know.
Again, another big name at the time of the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, Spielberg was responsible for the rebirth of, you know, the afternoon cartoons. So Animaniacs, you know, Pinky and the Brain, and then what followed, you know, Hysteria and those other shows. There was a revival because prior to that, we were in that period of extreme commercialism in animation, right? So it was all G.I. Joe and things like that, and those series were basically designed to sell Hasbro products and that. So when Spielberg came along, it got back to storytelling and actually making quality cartoons, you know. So for me, again, as a young guy, wow, what a blessing. Chuck Jones was still alive. You know, the old-timers, some of the old-timers were still there. Norm McCabe had an office right down the hall, so, you know, he'd go sitting down in his office and chat and hear the old stories of the good old days and Termite Terrace and all that, and, you know, it was just the best, really.
And I just can't imagine what it'd be like working for Warner Brothers and Fox, too.
Yeah, well, you know, they're all different. You know, I went from Warner Brothers, which was like a amazing family. I'm still close friends with just about everybody that I worked with at Warner Brothers to this day.
Nice.
And then I went to Sony, and that's where I worked on Dilbert and Men in Black, and Sony was completely different. It was where Warner felt like it's a family, Sony felt like a job. Like it was serious, and it wasn't as much fun and goofy. It was I really felt like I was in the business then, you know. And then from that, I ended up on The Simpsons, and that was the beginning of, you know, what's been a lifelong opportunity for me, really, because it was starting out as a layout artist and then becoming a story artist on the movie, and then I ended up being creative director for the show and did that for a long, long time. So that was really cool.
Definitely, like you have a lot under your belt, basically.
Yeah, like I said, I've been doing it a long time.
So real quick, Dave, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with your art or see you at a next convention?
Well, you can go to my website, which is elarto.co. Not El Barto, elarto.co. Or you can find me on Instagram at I am Dave Warren, or on TikTok at El Arto.
Ooh, nice. I'll be sure to follow you for sure.
Please do. And as I said, man, I love your moniker on Instagram.
Thank
so
you.
yeah, it's the best.
It's the best. Thank you. Well, Dave, you take care and hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Same to you. Thank you.
Glasses on. So how do you pronounce your last name?
Costantino.
Costantino?
Yeah, with a COS.
Okay. So I'm here with Stephen Costantino, who, if you're not familiar with, is best known as the Gamorrean Guard from Star Wars Return of the Jedi. I almost said Revenge of the Jedi. So, how are we enjoying the con so far, Stephen?
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm great to be here, and I'm glad everyone's coming out to see us. And it's always great to meet new people and go to new towns and do shows.
So is this your first con ever?
No. I've been doing this 15 years.
15? Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So how did you go about playing the Gamorrean Guard in Return of the Jedi?
Well, I had a band with actually Corey D. Williams, Billy D. Williams' son, and we basically played music, and Billy had asked Corey to stand in for him for the new Star Wars. I don't think they knew the name of it yet. In Arizona, Yuma, like Buttercup Valley. And Corey was a little adamant because we were working on music, and then Billy asked me to come along and continue to create our music. So I went to the set. I was there for 3-4 days, and Corey was standing in for his dad. And then Howard Kazanjian, the producer, took us out one night, and I asked him if I could help out in any way. I'll work for free. And the next day, we go in. He makes me a Gamorrean guard, and he makes Corey Klaatu. And there were some pictures of us with our mask off that Billy D had taken, and the still photographer. And it was put in the archives for many years until, like, sorry about that. Well, 15 years ago, it came up on the internet, and people went crazy and said, would I start signing autographs? Because we were revealed with the mask off, and when they saw that picture, they said, you got killed by Luke Skywalker, and we'd love to have your autograph, and I haven't looked back.
Right here. So I gotta ask, I imagine you were sweating under that thing with all that, not only the outfit, but like the costume itself must have been very hot, especially when you were filming.
Latex, yeah. There's not many pieces, the hands and feet, the top and bottom and the head. And there's a picture I'm trying to find of them putting a blow dryer in my mouth to cool me down. But they kept saying, well, it's only 20 degrees, but it's dry heat in Arizona. Yeah, it's very hot. But, it was like a sauna, but I didn't even think about it then. I was just doing it, I was happy to be there and grateful.
So, did you ever expect to see yourself ever be in Star Wars, especially with it being Return of the Jedi, a more popular film out of the three?
No, that's a kismet situation as far as I'm concerned, and I'm very grateful to be here. And you never know, I've been a musician all my life, and it's hit and miss sometimes, and you keep working at it because you love it. And I love film, of course. I produced a few movies, but I was never really pursuing acting, and I could never imagine, and I can't imagine after we even did it that I'd be here signing now.
So it's had a huge impact on you then.
Oh yeah, well I saw Star Wars and Empire before, so when I was there, I knew the impact of the people, and I was in awe of how not just the actors but everyone involved, and the consciousness of being one together and synchronized like that was just amazing, and you learn so much.
Oh yeah, like I said, you never watched the first two films. You think you never even had thought, and then it happens. Like you're in one of the biggest franchises at the time.
Yeah. Well, we didn't even know how big it was then. We
you never know.
We knew Star Wars was big, but who knew that Disney was going to pick it up? There's no end to it now. Before they had prequels and sequels, and they try to finish the story, but with all the information and content out there with the series, it's infinite, that's for sure.
Well, I think that should do it again, Stephen. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you so much.
More tables.
I appreciate you, man.
Looking forward to seeing your panel later.
Oh, thank you. I think we're on the 12, yeah. Pretty soon.
So, Andy, how are we doing today here at Meadowlark Comic Con 2024?
It did the microphone.
It just started. There's nobody here yet. So, yes, I'm doing great.
So, for those who aren't familiar, Andy Merrill is best known as the voice of Brack
from the Brack Show and Space Coast, if I'm not mistaken. So you're best known for the Brack Show and Adventure Time, if I'm not mistaken.
The Brack Show, Adventure Time, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Disney's KIF. Yeah, I am.
So what got you into this line of work, the acting and singing and everything?
I've always done it since, I was a kid. I started my family's puppet ministry at church, and that's where I learned kind of like my improv chops and stuff. I learned to do different voices at that point. And, another thing was I just religiously watched cartoons as a kid and always paid attention to the credits, and I cared about who made the cartoons and stuff. Back in the day, in the early days of Cartoon Network, I was the cartoon guru. I was the person to go to that knew everything about the cartoons. So cartoons were always just kind of like ingrained in me. And so, I don't know, once we came to the point where we were going to start creating our own, just kind of being in the right place at the right time, writing, and us not wanting to spend the extra money on voice talent, we all did our own voices. So that's kind of how that all came about.
I mean, you got to admit, the original Cartoon Network was probably the best back in the day.
Back before we were owned by another conglomerate or another media company, it was a lot more family. It felt more like a family. It was a lot more. You were able to throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks a lot more when you didn't have to answer to so many people.
Right.
So yeah, the early days of Cartoon Network were great. The early Cartoon Planets that we used to do, we knew the boundaries of standards and practices, so we never jumped the boundaries and did anything offensive or anything like that. So we knew where to stay in line, but on the opposite of that point, we would basically just create stuff and throw it on the air without showing it to anybody first.
Oh wow!
And that kind of freedom you had in the early days was really nice.
Not so much afterwards.
Not so much when you had more people staring over your shoulder.
Oh, man. Couldn't get away with what you used to get away with back then. Kind of type of thing.
You still can. A lot of the voiceover that I still do is like improv and stuff like that. So, especially like Oglethorpe, I pretty much stick to the script, but there's a lot of characterization and just like playing around with the lines and ad-libbing and making stuff up as you go. And so I often find that a lot of the stuff that I just kind of throw out there makes it into the show. So the same with Jellystone. When they brought Brack back for Jellystone, it was basically, that was more of an open script where they kind of would write lines and say, this character better than we do, just stay true to form. And so I ad-libbed a lot of Jellystone, but I stayed to their script, but I still ad-libbed a lot.
So real quick, what type of advice would you want to give for someone who wants to get into voice acting and everything?
That's a weird question, because if Dana Snyder were sitting here, it's like, or any other voiceover person, there's no real path to it. So my path was that I had created a show and I was there at the right time and they liked what I did in the writer's room. Other people are noticed on stage. Other people are very persistent, and other people are just so freaking talented that they'll get in. So there's no real path to doing voiceover work, I don't think. So it's hard to give advice. My advice is create your own show, because most show creators are in their own shows.
That is like J.G. Quintel on a regular show.
Yeah, and Carl Greenblatt is Peter Potamus in Jellystone and stuff like that.
Well, I think that should do it. Eddie, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear what other songs you're singing. And yeah.
Also, I hope you stay cool with how the heat's coming in.
I'm gonna stop staying cool. I'm gonna go insane and just swear at everybody.
So, Lou, how are we enjoying Meadowlark Comic Con today?
Yeah, it's been great, thanks. We're just getting started. It's Saturday morning. Everybody's milling about. We're still getting a lot of people coming in. Costumes are being presented, a lot of cosplay. It's a good place to bring the kids. I'm seeing a lot of young kids out and about. Lots to see. A lot of vendors have tables with all manner of items to choose from. So you can come on down here and find what you're looking for. That's the truth.
Oh, yeah, I know. So for those who aren't familiar, I mean, I'm sure everyone's familiar with your roles in such films like Devil's Rejects, Halloween, including, you know, Axel in The Walking Dead. But some people may not know you also did voice acting as well.
I definitely have done a fair share of voice acting for films and video games, but also I used to do anime. And way back in the beginning, some of the early titles like Evangelion, Burnout W, titles like that, some of the vintage stuff. And so, yeah, I like voice acting. I would do it as much as I possibly could if I got that opportunity. I did Rango, and we won an Oscar.
Oh, I know. Really, I've yet to watch that movie, but it's a really good movie.
It's a great movie. It's perfect. It's very good for adults, actually. It's really built well for adults.
So, how did you get into voicing an anime?
Well, when I was living in Houston, Texas, ADB was a little company that was buying Japanese titles and having actors come in and match the lip flaps. And the only actors they knew were the guys doing theater, and that was us. So, but several of them, like Spike Spencer and Tiffany Grant, Jason Douglas, have gone on to great voiceover careers.
I've heard of. I used to grow up watching those like older anime, like on Toonami and everything, and I never knew that was you in some of them.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
So, a question I always ask recently: what kind of impact has like acting and everything had on you over the years?
Well, it's provided for my family as a vocation. It has afforded me the opportunity to travel to places like Medford, Oregon. It's given me a chance to be exposed to a lot of things that I wouldn't be otherwise, and just through experiences on sets and inhabiting different characters. So I suppose it's opened me up to a lot of experiences that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So I'm grateful for that.
Now, one more question. What kind of advice, personally, would you want to give to someone who wants to get into either acting or voice acting? Because I know they're kind of two different things in a sense.
I suppose, but it's all about telling a story. You should be able to sit at a dinner table and keep people engaged in a story, which is basically a beginning, middle, and end. Once upon a time, and then this happened, and then they lived happily ever after. You should master that craft. And by doing that, you should read a lot. And when you read out loud. You should know what you sound like when you talk. And you should look in a mirror and see what your face looks like when you speak. So those are important parts about being an actor. And then I think you should be a student of life. You should be able to watch life and observe and understand.
That's honestly some really sound advice. I think that should do it again. Lou, I hope you enjoy the rest of the con. I hope you get more people at your table.
Yeah.
And also, I hope you stay cool today, too.
It's not so bad. You know, I'm from Texas, so...
Oh, and I hear it can get... I have some friends that
yeah.
pretty hot over there.
Yeah, this ain't nothing. This is fine.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
So I'm here with Dave how do you pronounce your last name?
Fenoy.
Fenoy. Okay, so I was right pronouncing it. You may know as the voice of Lee Everett from
The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, Rodan from Bayonetta, which is my personal favorite. That's the first time I ever heard your voice was in Bayonetta. So, real quick, what made you want to get into this line of work?
That's a good question. Well, you know, I had been a musician for many years. Went into radio, and while I was in radio, discovered voiceover. And started knocking on that door in 1990. I moved to LA to do voiceover exclusively. And at that time, I got into some cartoons, and video games were just coming to fore in the mid to late 90s. And I got a few gigs. I did some Lucasfilm Star Wars games. And
you were saying?
That's why we can edit. I got into some Star Wars games, and at the time I just thought of video games as another form of animation, which it kind of is.
I mean, yeah, no, it is, because there's a lot to go into it, just like animation.
Yeah, but the worlds kind of separate. The animation more comedy, video games more drama. Rule of thumb. But little by little, I began to realize that this is a thing. This is an industry. And little by little, I began to realize this is an industry unto itself. And then a few years later, the Walking Dead game came along, and that changed everything.
Oh, yeah, no, that definitely is one of the big Telltale's. Probably one of Telltale's.
It is Telltale's biggest game.
The Batman one that you also voiced.
Yes. Lucius Fox in that game, but The game industry embraced me, my style of acting, my voice, even though I still do cartoons. I have done many more games. I'm in between 500 and 600 games. That's a lot of titles. If you go to my IMDb page, you can scroll and scroll.
I did. I mean, you have like a long, again, from Bayonetta to StarCraft to Star Wars to The Walking Dead to Minecraft to even the voice of Pong Krell in Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was you.
That was me. Don't be a clone.
So, the thing I always ask, well, two things. What kind of impact has this had on you throughout the years of doing this?
Wow, impact that it's had on me. You know, I'm an actor. I make a decent living doing this. It has afforded me a lifestyle. What I'm surprised at is not the impact the industry has had on me, but the impact that we as voice actors have on the public. I have a sister who's a doctor. I used to tease her that, oh, you're doing important work. I'm just having a good time. And then I started to come to conventions and discovered that the work I do, that we do as actors, really touches people's hearts. I can't tell you how many people have shivered, cried, coming up and saying hello because some character I played, more often than not, it's Lee Everett, touched their lives.
I even know he had his own.
Oh yeah.
His own figure.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I think that should do it. You answered a fairly amount of questions I was going to ask.
All right. Well, thank you,
Dave. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
All right. We're all ready.
So I hope those who were here at Meadowlark Comic Con, enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm Wayne the Unknown. And what?
Get out of there! Get me that! You don't know what you're doing. Get. You hold him, Kidful. I want to thank everyone who came to Meadowlark Comic Con. It was a awesome success. Yes, Colossus wasn't here, and Big Yellow. He's a little skittish around crowds, so he couldn't either. But I'm here, Wanda, and Kidpool, and we want to thank you from the very bottom of our ever-loving hearts. And we hope you come back again. Now let's go get some chimichangas.